Lou Basenese, founder, chief analyst, Disruptive Tech Research, and Matt Swider, managing editor, Tech Radar. It's great to see you both. Thank you for being with me today. Lou, I'll start with you. I mean, it's been very obvious. We say more than 150 companies don't want to advertise on Facebook, and I'm sure others. They don't like the way that they are or not policing. It's not enough. It's not good enough, or whatever statement they're trying to make. I'm trying to get to the money side of this. How bad is it for these social media companies that people love to invest in?
Not bad at all, really. I mean, it may make for great headlines for these companies to show that they're boycotting and standing in unity with some of the protesters, but it really doesn't make a difference for the likes of Facebook. These top 100 advertisers only account for about 6% of their revenue. So, I'd argue Mark Zuckerberg has always put profits over principles, and a vocal minority is not going to get him to budge and change his ways on how he conducts business for the majority of the platform. It's a lot of belly aching about nothing that's going to get changed, in my opinion.
Lou, before I let you go on that thought, just a quick thought on how the revenue really comes in. You're talking about what a small portion this is. So what's the big portion? And, what does he really value?
Listen, he values the small and medium-sized businesses. There's about 7 million businesses that advertise on Facebook. These are companies that don't have the reach or the ability or the budgets to advertise through other channels. And they're not going to stop doing what they're doing because they can't stop being in business. The only threat, really, to these social media networks and advertising is a protracted recession. We saw that happen last time. Pundits thought that internet advertising was immune to recessions, and that proved to be dead wrong. Back in 2008, 2009, Google, the king of advertising at the time, saw its stock drop 65%. So, the big boys might be making waves in the headlines, but until the small and medium-sized businesses, all 7 million of them or so, start making a stink and withdrawing their advertising budgets, which I just don't foresee happening, it's really not a threat to Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you know what, Matt, I saw some of your notes. You're talking about whether they should be policing or not policing, but there's a lot of good news for these companies, isn't there, Matt?
Yeah, their business model is kind of a genius business model. I once got targeted for a T-shirt that said it was both about being a Penn State fan, a Nittany Lions fan, and an Eagles fan. Nowhere in the world can someone target an advertisement like that. You think Times Square, billboards, people are wasting a lot of money on people that are not interested in their product. Facebook has a way, and it's a way where I kind of signed up for it, where I liked these things, and it's able to specifically target me with certain advertisers. And like Lou said, the small business advertisers really kind of are a lot of the bulk of Facebook's advertisers. And actually, if Coca-Cola and Pepsi and different companies are moving out of the way, that actually helps those small businesses.
So tell me about which ones you think are the best positioned for growth or doing well going forward. And Snapchat, by the way, jumping today on some news on TikTok. It's up about 7.5% today. Just quickly, Lou, which ones are best positioned for the long term?
Look, I mean, you got the 800-pound gorilla, the Goliath in the space. Snapchat and Twitter are two Davids. Are not going to take down that Goliath. Just too big right now. 2.6 billion monthly active users. That's a platform that no advertiser can resist over time. It's just too easy to target that many people in one platform, and then also, like it's been mentioned here, they can micro-target. So you just don't have that available in Twitter and Snapchat to the same scale. So I think if you're going to go long one, it's got to be Facebook.
Matt, quick thought. What's the best bet here?
I think Facebook definitely has enough to weather the storm. They have enough clout. They are not disappearing, despite the fact that the user growth has slowed tremendously. But I think Mark Zuckerberg doesn't worry about the profits as much as, a couple years ago, he was theorized to be a presidential candidate in a couple years to come. That may go out the window if he becomes as unpopular as he has become. So I think that kind of factors into it. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't care about the profits as much as popularity sometimes.
Right, and we're seeing Snapchat, as I said, jumping today, just so people know the news. It looks like it's going to close here at the highest level in over 2 years, as there is some talk that Secretary Pompeo suggested that the U.S. might ban the Chinese social media app TikTok. So there you have it, gentlemen. Great conversation. Lou Basenese, founder, chief analyst, disruptive tech research, and Matt Swider, managing editor, Tech Radar. Thank you both so much.